Hello Trophy Hunters, thank you for allowing me to help you get your platinum in the Dead Space Remake. Now I'm going to show you all the collectibles in this video, starting off with an audio log, or a text log actually. There are 188 logs in this game, but you only need 150 of them because some of them are going to be missable, so it's nice that the game says you only need 150. Now as soon as the game starts, you're going to turn around. Immediately to the room just to the left is going to be our first log on the ground. So we're going to pick that up, turn around, and we're going to go in through another door. We have to wait for it to get unlocked. Once we unlock it, we'll go inside the room. It's the flight lounge. All the doors have a label above it, which is really nice. So inside this room, it's dark, but if you look to the left as the lights come on here, you'll see the welcome aboard sign. Just in front of it's going to be the log. Now I'm not going to show you collectibles that are story related. A lot of logs are story related, so I'm leaving all of those out. But next up, you're going to come to a weapon. This is the plasma cutter. And then after that, you're going to run across your first enemy. As soon as you do that, we're just going to follow the path. There's going to be a little door here to the right. We're going to go inside of here, and the log will be right in front of you. So you'll get another story related log, and then after that, you're going to run into the second weapon. This is the stasis module. So we're going to go from the tram control room and take the door to the right. There are two exits out of that room from the opposite side from where you entered. We're going to take the right door, follow the stairs down, and over here is going to be the stasis module. This is story related. You can't miss this. But in front of this is a door. Now this is missable. So we're going to get a log after we pick up this stasis module. Now you're supposed to use the stasis module to hold the door open. You do not want to use it until you get this log. Again, if you miss it, there's extras in the game, but we want to make sure you don't use the stasis module. So how do you get the log? Well, you do nothing. Just sit here, wait about 20 seconds, and it'll pop here in just a moment. Now, there are 67 nodes in this game. Nodes, by the way, are what you use to upgrade your weapons, your suit, and everything. 67 nodes, but you're going to need 189 of them. You can purchase extras, and you can also go and get more through New Game Plus, which will be basically required. All right, so next up, we got another node, or the first node, rather. We're just going to follow, and you're going to see your first save point on the wall. Take the door all the way at the end of the hallway to the left, and inside here is going to be the node. So this is the tram repair room. There's going to be some other things we're going to do here. You can see the map location there. So the first node is on the wall right where you enter. Now next to it on a bench is going to be another log right there. Message retrieved. And then there's another missable log in this room. So what you need to do is you need to connect these claws. There's two of them, one on the left side, one on the right side, and you have a console in the middle. What you need to do is use stasis in order to hold it in place. However, you just need to interact with these things over and over without using stasis, and you will unlock this audio log right there. Okay, so now we're going to backtrack all the way to the tram control room. This is the room where there was two exit doors, and we took the right one. On the other side of the room, that's where you enter. So we're going to show the map here real quick to reorientate you. And then we're going to take the other exit. This is, again, story path. All right, so we're just going to keep following this. And we're going to take a door to the cargo and baggage hall. But first, we need to go to this circuit breaker. And I'm going to activate the second one, turn it on. And then backtrack just a little bit. And there's going to be a room here to the right. There's our storage room. So inside the cargo hall storage is going to be the collectible. It's going to be a node rather that you use to upgrade. You see our location right there on the map. So next up is going to be another log. This is the repair invoice. Back to the circuit breaker. We're going to switch it to the maintenance bay. Now, once you're inside of here, follow the green arrow. So as soon as you enter the maintenance bay here, look to your right, you'll see a green arrow. Follow the arrows, because this arrow is going to take you to an elevator. We're going to go up to the second floor. There's another circuit breaker you have to operate upstairs in order to open the room just in front of us. And we'll head into that room in just a moment. But we're going to follow the arrows to the elevator, go up to the second floor, and to the right of the circuit breaker is going to be a log. The log is going to be on a chair. Just keep following this back. You can see the circuit breaker in front of me here. And the chair with the log is going to be just to the right. So pick up the collectible, unlock the door downstairs, and then head back to that elevator. And then we're going to enter that room. Remember, this is the second floor of the maintenance bay. So heading back to the elevator, go ahead and hit the switch, back down to the first floor. Go straight to the room, and there's going to be two collectibles. There's a node in the back right corner, and there's going to be a log called Poker Invitation just to the left of that. So that was the node. Here's the log. Again, it's just to the left of it. Okay, so we're going to continue onwards. We're going to enter yet another elevator. You see it right here. We're going to take it up, and we're going to enter a room called the supply room. And what you're going to do is go to the end of the hallway as soon as these doors open, and then take a left, and you'll see the door just to the left after you turn. Okay, we'll go in that room right there. And then you have two more story-related collectibles coming, and then after that, you're going to, and as part of the story, you're going to run into a shop where you can purchase things. So sell whatever you have in your inventory, and you can purchase a suit upgrade. You're going to have to upgrade your suit to the maximum, so this is more of just a pro tip for you, just a reminder. If you don't have the money, you can sell inventory. And that will do it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Chapter 2. These are all the collectibles in Chapter 2 of Dead Space, and we're going to start off at the very beginning of the chapter, and we're going to also start with the trophy pop. Normally we end with that, but that's the trophy you get for ending Chapter 1. But at the beginning of Chapter 2, there is a Kinesis module right here. You want to pick that up, and we're going to find another one nearby. First, we're going to actually use this Kinesis ability to move objects out of our way, and then we're going to travel along the story path, so don't worry about getting lost. So next up is the pulse rifle. So here we have to use the Kinesis, and we're going to move these big boxes out of the way and take the ramp straight in front of us all the way up. And we're going to head upstairs into the medical tram station. And here you're going to see a security guard who is dying. Once they pass away completely, you can then pick up the pulse rifle, and it is yours. Next up is going to be the node. That was the location of the previous one. This node is going to be going through the imaging diagnostics area. You're going to find this one on a wall. We have to first move this little box out of the way. Pick that up. And we're going to find the node just around the corner here. You're going to see we need a power plug to put into there. But before we do that, we're going to go into this room over here. And this is where we're going to find the node, right on the wall. Now, be careful of uninvited guests, of course. So once we got that, we're going to exit this room, and we're going to grab the power cord, and we're going to put it in the spot and be able to interact with the fuses. So go ahead and put this into place, and we are going to interact with the circuit breaker and flip the left switch here. Turn it on, and now we're just going to turn around, and behind this we're going to just head straight back and then into this room here.
Patient log retrieved.
The reports from the colony. He's lucky to have his faculties.
All right, so we're going to head back to that earlier circuit breaker, and we're going to now hit the second one, the elevator switch. Now we're going to go upstairs here, and we're going to go into a hallway and enter an observation room. We'll find this one on a bed. Just be careful of, again, these little crawling things. You're gonna have to use your kinesis ability to move this platform over as well. And then we'll just hop across and we'll go find the room. Okay, just go into the room just across the hall here, and you're gonna find it in the bed in the right corner. All right, so you're gonna get a few story-related logs, and then eventually you're gonna come across a schematic. This is for pulse rounds. Now this is gonna be just after entering the coolant pipelines. You know this area because you got the 0G. You kind of fly around. You're gonna fly down and inside this door. It's gonna be just to the left as you enter this room. So after this, head to the quarantine in the main lab, and we're gonna go inside and have a whole bunch of enemies that we're gonna have to fight. So the main lab here, it's 2 stories. We're gonna start on the 2nd floor. You have to clear all the enemies on the top floor and the bottom floor. Now once you've cleared them all, the lights will return, they'll come back on, and we're looking for a couple rooms. First, we're gonna go into Dr. Brennan's office. Again, this is on the 1st floor. Her office is right here. His office, their office. Inside of here is a audio log. We're gonna go ahead and pick this up, and there's also going to be a 2nd collectible in here, and this is also gonna start the side mission called Scientific Methods. Following this guide though, don't worry, you'll get all of it. Now also in this room in the corner is going to be another log. This is the atomized transcript. So now that we're done with this room, we're gonna go out, exit this room, and go into a room across the way. And this is Dr. T. Kine's office. It's gonna be over here to the right. As soon as you enter, just look to the left along the wall and you'll see it. Of course, make sure you're exploring the rest of the area as well. All right, so now that we got that, we're gonna go into the bathroom. It's actually on the back side of this office, so we have to leave and circle around to the left. In the stall is gonna be a log, because of course, that's where you leave your logs.
Dr. Charles Mercer.
Okay, so now we are moving across into this next area, the main lab. This is near Dr. Brennan's office. Inside of here, you're going to find the stasis pack schematics. So after that, we're heading into the Biological Prosthetics Center. You're going to see a man here on the other side of that glass. He's going to talk at you for a few moments. Stand by this door over here to the left. He will eventually open it, or something will eventually open it. Straight back to the right corner is going to be another audio log. Okay, now that you've got that, we're going to take this little elevator just next to us. And we're going to go upstairs and then go through a couple doors inside to the limb stimulation therapy. So up and then through 2 doors, and we'll find it on a wall in the corner. Okay, so you're gonna have a couple more story-related logs given to you along the story path, and you will eventually come to a weapon upgrade. This is for the cartridge rack for the plasma cutter. This is gonna be in the area where you're gonna be placing a bomb. Once you place the bomb, you're gonna have to hide behind a glass blast shield over here to the right. So once you plant the bomb, go into the little room and you'll blow it up. And then we're gonna go ahead and enter the next clinic area, and then we'll find this sitting on the bench. It'll be just to the left as you enter the next room. We will enter this room later and get a collectible, the next room. A little bit later, we just don't have the clearance in order to access the medicine cabinet on the wall. So we will come back for that. Make sure you get that upgrade part there. Okay, so now we're gonna go inside the emergency room, so just follow the signs to there. And we're gonna find this one sitting on a bed. It's gonna be back here to the right. Now you may notice there's a hologram thing going on, and that's in a scripted event. After you pick this up, go over to where that event is happening and just observe. Through the process of observation, you're going to see this doctor start to walk off and then eventually disappear. Oh, we're going to go find a secret room. And inside of there, we'll be able to complete this step of the scientific method quest. Pick up an audio log as well. You just have to wait here. Now, you can go back there first, and if you do, you might break it. The order of operations will be kind of switched around. If that's the case, there's an actual panel you can activate back where the hologram was. But you're going to interact with that circuit breaker there, the left one, and it's going to open up an area here where we're going to be able to pick up this audio log. And once you picked up this audio log, we're going to go back to that circuit breaker, and we're going to turn off that left switch. That's all we're going to do. And that'll reveal a power core. And we're going to use this to open the door behind us. And for whatever reason, hold L2 and circle. There we go. Don't drop it. All right, so we're going to put this in, and that door in front of us is going to unlock. And there's going to be a whole bunch of creatures coming at us, so just be warned. So I'm going to go through this door here in a second, and nobody's going to be behind it, so I've already cleared it. So we'll go in and then turn right, and we're just going to keep following this path all the way around. We're going to find the next big door that we have to enter for the story path is right in front of us. There is also a collectible just to the right of it. We'll come back in just a moment for that, though. Keep following this around the end of this hallway. There's going to be 2 collectibles, an audio log.
Mercer.
And then there's also going to be a node on the wall as well. So that was Colony's Problems audio log, and then we have the node just to the right on the wall. Okay, so now we're going to actually back travel just a little bit to that door that we passed. Continue the story path. On that wall just to the right, you're going to see that little envelope symbol. That is your audio log. Make sure you interact with that. That's the Rats in the Walls log. Okay, so now we're going to continue around, and you use an elevator, and you're going to enter the morgue. So just follow the signs to the morgue. You're going to have this little sequence here. Story path. So again, from the previous area, just keep following the signs in the morgue. It's not that confusing. All right, so that's a little elevator ride. Once you get out of the elevator, go through the next door and you're in the morgue. There's a collectible and autopsy report log sitting over here. And then there's also a little side room that you're going to go into. That is where you're going to get security clearance level 1. Now that we have security clearance level 1, we'll have to actually backtrack to 2 different logs that we had to pass. Well, one of them's not backtracking, the other one is.
Isaac, what's your status?
So the next step is to go through this door here. Again, you just got the security clearance.
Clearance confirmed.
And we're going to take this back. This is a shortcut path back to an earlier part in the level. And we're just going to continue with this live video call. After the elevator, and when you get off, just go through the door straight in front of you. And then you're going to see the wall thing. This is where we got the plasma cutter upgrade earlier. You just couldn't open this. But now, in order to get the last node, we have to travel all the way back. We're going to go through the diagnostics wing, through the coolant pipelines, I believe it's called, and then to the 0G therapy area. So just go through the security station here, go through this door, and we should be able to find our way to this 0G area pretty easily. It is a bit of a trail, though. There's the coolant pipelines, as I mentioned, and now we're going to find the 0G area. And we will have to fly up. You hold that L1 and R1 to fly. Here's the 0G area. Okay, so look to the left-hand side, and you're going to find another little locker thing. Right through this door right here. You can see the security clearance. You couldn't get through it earlier.
Clearance confirmed.
Okay, when you go in here, it's very dark. It's very small, though. The item you're looking for is, as soon as the door opens, immediately to the right. Just walk in and look to the right. Otherwise, you'll get confused and spin around in circles like I'm doing. And this is the final collectible of Chapter 2. Of course, Chapter 3 is going to be next. Make sure you click on Chapter 3 here, or just jump into the playlist if you'd like to see a different chapter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Hello, trophy hunters. I want to show you all the collectibles here in Chapter 3. Now, we are at the start of the chapter right here, and we're walking down this walkway here, and there's another one off to the other side, but in between the two walkways is going to be a collectible down in between. Now, you can't actually jump down there. You have to use Kinesis, L2, and circle, and then go ahead and take it. That'll be our first collectible. Now, our next one is actually not a collectible, but I like to be thorough, so I'm going to show you a quest item. This is Vulkner's Rig. It's an item required for the second side mission. Side missions aren't very in-depth, not too difficult, but it's important to know where they're at. So for this, we're going to travel all the way down to the other side. The story path is going to take you deep underground to the right-hand side. Over here to the left-hand side, look for this glowing purple object, and that is our quest item. So let's head down the story path. We're going to go deep down underground here. This part can get a little bit wonky and confusing. Just stick with it. You'll make it to the other side. It's not as difficult as it looks, but because of the orientation of the camera, it can get a little confusing. But you'll get down there, I promise. So I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to actually get a little confused down here myself. Ran into a wall. So just keep looking for your way down. Now, once we get down there, this is the engineering area, by the way. At the end of the first hallway, right past the next door here, is going to be the collectible. Now, for whatever reason, the lights will either be on or they'll be off. I think they just kind of go back and forth. It's a very small hallway. I'll pull up the map here in just a second. But the collectible is going to be right outside this door right here. This is the story path as well. So you'll walk right next to it. Okay, so we got another log. This is going to be the temple's log, and this is going to be in the control room. This is going to be the hub of operations for Chapter 3. There's a store there. Occasionally, objects are going to be in that store, so make sure you check it. You need to get your upgrades, but there's a collectible on the seat just to the left of it. Speaking of the store, when your first time you're here, there are 2 upgrades. Now, I'm not going to come back here and tell you when to get your upgrades because you just check the store. It'll be on there. But there's going to be a few upgrades as we come back to this area that'll become available as we move on. All right, we are now heading into the preparation room. We're going to find a weapon. This is the Ripper. So we're just going to go through that one door and then through the machine shop here and continue downwards, and you'll run right into the Ripper. It's going to be hard to miss that. If you're following the objective marker, you'll have no problem running into that. But there's another collectible 5 feet away in the bathroom. That's right. We're going to go and get another log. Just to the left, there's a door. It's right there. You don't have to go too far. Right inside of it, you'll find the log. It's right in front of you. Now, we have another side mission here. This is part of the first side mission called Scientific Methods. This is the 3rd step. If you did the first 2 steps in Chapter 2, you'll be able to come down this path here and through this door. If you can't get through this door, it's because you didn't complete the steps in Chapter 2. You backtrack to if you'd like. There's going to be some enemies here. Well, one enemy, and there's about a 90-second scene here you have to just watch in order to complete it. All right, so after you use this moving platform, you're going to get to the other side. You're going to be ambushed by a series of monsters here. So let me just go ahead and clear them out. Now what we're going to do is walk around to the back up this ramp. Oh, another one. Around this back, and we're going to find a locker back here. Straight in front of us. Falling over. Now you see that door right there, which is currently locked? That's where we're gonna head next. So you have to go and get the key card. It's upstairs. Once you do, you come back down, and then we're gonna go in through this fuel management door right in front of us here. And this is where we're gonna get a node. Nodes, of course, are used for upgrades. You will need a whole bunch of nodes that are not available, or not enough quantity available in a single playthrough, so you can do New Game Plus. But just inside to the left-hand side is going to be the box with the node in it. Okay, so there's another weapon upgrade available for you. And then we are going to head towards the centrifuge here. Use the elevator. Now after you use the elevator, but before the decontamination room, we're going to go around the left-hand side. So just follow this all the way back as far as it'll go. Centrifuge. So just follow this back. The decontamination room is to the right, just on the other side of this wall. We're going to go into that room here in just a second. That is the log, the chaos log. So we're going to get a schematic, and it's going to be on the other side of the decontamination room. So you just have to make it through here. There's going to be a few enemies that drop down. Some things are going to happen. Lights are going to flash. But once this entire sequence is over, which I've cut through, go through the door on the other side, and there's going to be a locker right in front of us, or a shelf. A locker. There it is. It's the medium med pack. So that's the schematic. The next one's going to be a node. So we're going to go from this into the next door. We're going to turn left. So we're going to turn left and go until it ends. We're going to pick this up. This is the rig transcript log. No, my apologies. This is the node. The next one is the rig transcript log. And the rig transcript log is going to be the opposite direction. So instead of turning left to that doorway, we would have had to have turned right. So let's just go back the other way. The door is right in front of us. That's the one we came in from. We're just going to follow this. It's a good idea to follow the green arrows. You will see the collectible right in front of us here in just a moment. It's right there. It's glowing on the ground. So that's the rig transcript. Gonna have a couple more story related logs, and then we're gonna find the flamethrower. You're gonna be in this little puzzle room. You have to shut down the fans to be able to access this door here.
Exiting zero gravity.
Go through again. Now once we go through here, you're gonna see this little glowing thing. All you need to do is shoot it. It's going to set this whole thing on fire, and we're gonna be able to go in the engine room. One thing we need in here, though, is the flamethrower. It's stuck to this corpse that's kind of stuck to the wall. Okay, so right after that, just keep continuing through here. You're going to squeeze through this gross-looking stuff. And spoilers, there's a little fright for you. I'm so sorry. I tried talking over it. All right, so in this room, turn left and go through the first door, and you're going to find a log right inside of here.
Engineering log.
In the same room, you will also find a node. You don't have to go very far for this one. And there's the node. Okay, so after this, you're going to go down an elevator. We're going to actually exit this room, turn left, and then we'll find the little elevator. Take this down to the first floor. Now we're going to go to the right, and we're just going to follow this all the way around. We're going to have to shoot another thing here. And there's going to be like a second little room. I think it might be in another elevator. It doesn't actually move. But in here to the right, this small little room, and a whole bunch of tiny little critters. Spam your X button and then pick up the Ripper Blade schematic. Where you find that one. Okay, so you're going to eventually make it to the engine room after that. And it's a kind of a big room. In the engine room, it's going to have in the center, it's going to be underneath some stairs that go up. So approximately in the middle of this area. I'll show you the map here in a moment. Kind of a big area, and it's like right in the center. I'm just going to go around this little building here to the right, circle around, and I'll find it. And there is your node. Now we are going to have the flamethrower fuel schematic, and this is actually going to be right above your head, about 10 feet away, and just we have to go up the stairs to get there. And guys, this is it for chapter 3, and make sure you guys click over here if you want to get to chapter 4 real quick, and I will see you guys very soon. Please subscribe. These are all the collectibles in chapter 4. The first one is going to be a log called Bridge Attack. This is going to be in the main atrium. As you enter it, you're going to see a breach in the hall, and you're going to find the collectible sitting down some stairs on the right-hand side of this room. This is kind of like the hub of the entire area. We'll pass through here a few times. There's the breach, and just to the right, down the stairs, is going to be the log. Now we're going to continue from here and then follow the main objective into the captain's nest. Inside the captain's nest is going to be a log called Eckhart's Clearance. It's going to be just inside to the right. You'll be sitting outside the nest there for a moment, talking with your partner there, and then after a moment you'll be able to come in here. Now there's a few things we're going to do in here. We're going to get that first log, and we're going to get more time as a log that's just to the left of it. Make sure you interact with that, and to the left of this is a console that you need to interact with. This is part of the second side mission, so just interact with that. And then we're going to head back out to the atrium area, and we're going to go through this door in front of us, which you need security clearance 2 for, which you, as part of the story, would have just gotten. So as you're trying to leave, well, you can't. A brute is going to come out. Now for this log, all you need to do is not shoot it, just run. If you shoot him, you're going to miss the log. So you're going to just sit here and wait until your partner gets on the comms and says, shoot it in the back. Of course, the name of this collectible. If you did shoot it, you're not going to be able to get it. You can return a new game plus, or because you only need 150 of the logs, so there's a few you can leave, and this would be one. All right, so after you get that comms check, you can go ahead and kill the brute and loot him for a node. Now we're going to enter the room from where the brute just came. We're going to go through here, the security room, turn right. At the very end in the back room is another log on the ground. Right next to the bench. Okay, so now we're going to go into the elevator. So we're going to go ahead and access the elevator control. And we're going to go into the elevator here, and we're going to take this to the second floor, and we're going to go inside the storage room. So we're going to go out through this next door, and we're going to have a hallway here. And it's going to have a vacuum of space problem. But we're going to ignore it because we have a nice suit. And go through the door right in front of us. Inside of here to the left is going to be a node. And then we're going to leave this room and go just down the hall for a weapon called a contact beam. So as I mentioned, we're going to go from this spot. We're going to go down the hall, through the door, and into this room here to the right. Not before I get my credits, of course. Okay, as soon as we go through here, door just to our right. And it'll be on the ground right in front of you.
It's on the floor ahead of you.
60-year-old deck plating doesn't play well with power surges.
Watch your step.
Now, once you have this picked up, we're going to leave this room and go in the room across the hall. And this is going to be a fairly large size room. Here's called Mining Administration. Now we're going to go through a door to the right, but we can't go through it yet. We have to blow a fuse before it'll open. So to do that, we're going to go in the room to the left first, and you'll see the fuse on the left-hand side. There's other stuff to loot in here, of course. To get to this collectible, log number 6, called Tracking Infection, you have to break that fuse, and then you can go into this door here that'll be unlocked for you now. Go through yet another door, and we're going to find the log in there. We'll also get a node in the same room. It'll be on the wall just to your right. All right, since we're in the mining administration area, it's time to talk about a missable story-related log, because there are 3 areas, 3 rooms where you need to reroute power, this being one of the 3. And for the first 2 that you do, you're going to get an audio log, but you're not going to be able to get the third one. And all 3 of them have an audio log. So in order to get the third one, you're going to have to do New Game Plus and do that room first. So it's only the first 2 rooms that you do where you're going to get the story related audio log. Just wanted to mention that here real quickly. So now we're going to get the Believers log as well as the Unitology article. There's 2 logs in one room. So we're going to go back to the elevator. If you're following the blue waypoint marker, you're going to be taken right in here. Go to floor 3, and then we're going to go through this door, follow the hall to the break room. The break room is going to be here just to the right. 2 collectibles, 1 audio log as soon as you enter the room, automatically here, and then a second one for picking up
A recording?
this one here on the bench.
Must be the marker they dug up.
So it is the same. That marker. That's the symbol.
Now, after you've gotten those 2, we're going to leave the room, and there's going to be a room in the center of this area. You're going to see it's going to have a locked door. Now, in order to open this, we're going to have to shoot the fuse. In order to shoot the fuse, we're going to come back around here and move these boxes using kinesis. There's some boxes against the door there. Move them out of the way, and you can see the fuse. Shoot that. Go inside the room, and you're going to get a weapon upgrade for the pulse rifle, the PCSI custom magazine. Okay, so you're going to leave this room and go through the next door. It's going to be the electrical systems. For this area, just go all the way to the back side of this, and you're going to see a brute. Kill the brute, and you're going to get another node dropped from its body. Now, just past the brute's going to be another room where you have to reroute power. We just did it in the administration. We're going to do it here as well. This will be the second one we do, so we're going to get another audio log when you complete that task. And that task is going to be done in the room back here. You can see like a tentacle thing back there as well. But you kill the brute to get the node. And then you can go ahead and reroute the power here. If you reroute the power here and then the other one, you're not going to be able to get the one later. And I'll show you once we get to that point. In the purification area. That room there with the cables going haywire. All right, so now we're heading back to the atrium, and we are now looking for Elizabeth. That is the name of log number 9. We are going to go into the purification area here, the water purification. Now, it's at this point that if you go back to the store, there's going to be another weapon upgrade. I'm not mentioning the upgrades from the shop, so make sure you're checking the shop regularly for the upgrade. A new one for the contact beam had just been added after our previous task. All right, looking for Elizabeth here. We're on the second elevator in the atrium. On the first floor there is going to be the audio log. Now we're going to go through the hallway and we're going to pass the water purification area where you rerouted power. Again, when you reroute power, you only get it in the first 2. So if you want the log for rerouting power here, do New Game Plus and go there first before the other 2. So through this door to the right, got the Eva prep room. We're going to walk inside of there, go straight and find the schematic. Okay, so we are leaving this room, going through the next door. We're just, again, following the path. Got another elevator. You're going to get a log as soon as you come up the elevator, and you can get a second one right from this machine with the envelope next to the save point. So you're going to be actually doubling up on audio logs at the same time. And then finally we have a quest item. This is White Rig. So continue outside. And this is the area where you're going to have to line up these turrets. And you're going to calibrate them. After the final one, it's going to be on the left hand side. Keep going past it, keep flying past it, and you'll see the little blue or the purple glow. That is the quest item for side mission 2. You are not authorized.
They're back. The ADS cannons are online shipwide. Thank God.
Now, because you couldn't get all of the audio logs, the story related ones, if you check your tracker, you're going to have one missing. It's going to say not found. It made me panic for a moment, but don't worry, you're okay. If you're a trophy hunter, you don't even have to come back and get it. If you're a completionist, you may want to. So go ahead, click on chapter 5 if you guys want to move on. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. These are all the collectibles you can find in chapter 5, and I'm going to start off with Mercer's Volunteer, the first log in this chapter. Now I'm in the imaging diagnostics area, which is early in this chapter, and I'm going to take this little elevator up, and I'm going to make my way over to the observation room. Once you're up here, you got to shoot that explosive thing to remove the barrier in our way. And well, it looks like we got ourselves a little friend here. We had ourselves a little friend there. So I'm going to just stay up here, and I'm going to go over to the other side, and you got to shoot the explosive things to reveal the entryway into the observation room. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we just make our way over there. We're going to go through the doorway here, and there's another door. Our next path will be to the right, but first head into the observation room. The log will be just to your left as you enter it.
Patient log retrieved.
Okay, now that we got that, we're going to go down a adjacent long hallway here, and we're going to go find ourselves a schematic as well as a node. It's going to be in the same room. But we're going to go and find Dr. Warwick's office. So we're to head down here. You're supposed to turn right once you go through here to get to an elevator to continue on. But we're going to go through this door here, the 0G therapy, and go through the first door to the right. Looks like Dr. Warwick's office. And the schematic will be on the table in front of you. The node will be on the wall just to your left. That was the schematic. Now let's go and get the node. Now once you picked up this node, we're going to leave this room, go left, and get to that intersection we were just at a moment ago. And then we're going to turn left and find a little elevator, take that down, and it'll be right in front of us. So through this door, take a left, find the little elevator, and it'll be right in front of you. Okay, so eventually you're going to run into a very creepy red monster, and you're going to run into him a second time, and the second time is going to be in this big room. We were here earlier. You're going to get a strong sense of deja vu here, but we're going to open up this door here and go in through the ER hallway A, turn right, and to the left side of this hallway is going to be a purple glowing object. That is our audio log. We are also going to find a weapon, the line gun, in the room directly behind us. You do need security clearance too, so that's where we came from. This is the hallway we're in, and then we're going to head over to that little room just behind me. Now inside of this room, you're going to get the weapon, of course the line gun, and then there's also a node. It's on the back wall right in front of us. All right, once you've picked up those two items, go back out to the hallway, continue to the right, and follow this all the way down to the very end. And there we're going to find, on another hospital bed, a sterile instruments log. Okay, so now we're just going to go and continue, and then we're going to head into the intensive care unit. So if we just kind of go back and go through the door to the right here. Be careful, there's one of those little monster things that gets stuck in the wall with the little arms and tentacles. But in this room in the very back is going to be a desk. There's a log, it's Harris's choice. And we have one more. So what we're gonna do is head to the nearby room, heading towards this locked door. To the right here is going to be another door you can go in, Dr. Mercer, just across from the save point. And that is all the collectibles here in chapter 5. Just want to remind you that you do have to go to the shop and buy weapons and upgrades. The ionized capacitor for the line gun should be available for you to purchase. So make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, of course, subscribe, and check you guys out in Chapter 6. Looking forward to it, guys. The Chapter 6 collectibles pick up right where we left off in Chapter 5. We froze a big baddie. We collected his tissue sample from the ground. Now we're going to go and do this tissue sample quest. Go to your journal and mark the scanned tissue sample is your active quest. It'll be a yellow quest marker you're going to follow. Just go follow that line. There are 2 objectives. It will take you quite a bit of ways away, backtracking. But once you've completed both of the objectives, here's one and here's going to be the second one. Once you've done that, head back to the cryogenic chamber and we will move forward from there. All right, so that was it. We are now back on the tram maintenance part of the main quest line. So continuing forward from where we started, we're just going to go through the second door here. There's going to be a node right at the corner, right in front of you. Once you've got that, head to the tram station and take it to the hangar cargo tram control stop. We're going to be in a different location, so let me pull up the map here. Then from here, we are going to go and find a node behind a Security 1 clearance door. So looking at the map, we're going to go down this hallway here up to that room there. And a little bit a ways, but we'll get there. All right, so just go through this door. I know it's kind of foggy and puke color. There is a little turn here, so you make sure you hit that. You're going to have to use stasis to hold this door open. And you got your fat little buddy on the other side of this. He's seen better days, and oh, he brought his children as well. Okay, I should be cleared just to go into the door, and the node will be right in front of you.
Clearance confirmed.
All right, so you're gonna make your way to the hydroponics tram station. At this long hallway here, just follow the signs to the hydroponics tram station, and immediately in front of you, when this door opens, will be the collectible. Now after this, we have a little interesting situation here, trophy hunters. We have 2 collectibles, but you can only get one or the other. They're linked, depending on how you perform this next step. So we're just gonna continue forward. All right, we're gonna meet a holographic woman in here, but we're just gonna ignore her and go into the next room.
Report in loop. This is Dr. Elizabeth Cross. To all survivors.
Okay, so in here, if you want to go to food storage log, what you do is you interact with this machine and you wait for the enzymes. You take the enzymes and we'll move on. If you want the inject the Weezers trophy, you don't go and do anything with this machine. Instead, we go to the end of the next hallway and then come back to this machine. Depends on the order of operations. That'll determine which of these logs you'll get. You will miss out on the other one, unfortunately. And if you want it, you'll have to retrieve it in New Game Plus. Or if you're a trophy hunter, you can just ignore it, and you don't need to get every single one of them. There's 30-something of them you can miss. Okay, so now we're just going to go to the end here. We'll actually get 2 logs here. We're going to get the Leviathan, which is a story-related one, and then the go to food storage. Then we're going to miss out on one, and we have to go back in New Game Plus to get it. And just ignore using that machine. All right, so moving on, we're gonna, from that room, we're just going to head towards flow control here. We're going to get a weapon upgrade. This is the angled launcher from the Ripper, I believe. It's going to be inside this office right there. First office on the left in the flow control. All right, so moving on, follow the main objective marker. We're going to head into the West Grow chamber. A lot going on in here. It's a big area. We're going to head straight to the back and we're going to find a log on the wall. It's one of those mail icon logs. Okay, so we're going to find a weapon, the force gun. So if we turn left, and I just turned left, and head straight into the room in front of me, I will find the gun. I believe this is the final gun that I pick up.
Clearance confirmed.
There's the trophy. All right, so that is the gun. We are gonna go and get a missable log. This is gonna be in the room just across the hall. So we're gonna leave and then head straight into the room across the way. Now inside of here, you're supposed to walk up to this plant thing and use the enzyme by pressing X. If you shoot it before you do that, you will get a log. If you don't shoot it first, you'll miss it. All right, so after that, we're gonna go to the center of this area, go up to the 3rd floor. We're gonna start at the 3rd floor, and then we're gonna go to the 2nd floor in a little bit. But the 3rd floor first. And we are gonna take the closest door to us. And just inside is going to be a desk with the log called Corruption on it. All right, so here's the closest one. It's just a single room. Okay, so now we are going to leave here and we're going to go way across the way into the other door. We're going to head towards the refrigeration area. Refrigeration tower, it looks like. And as soon as you enter this, you're going to have a node right in front of us. You just have to get there. All right, we're going to turn right at the end of this and go through 2 doors. And then the node again will be right in front of you. Okay, a little bit later on, we're going to get Holt's rig. This is a quest item. We're at the hydroponics control here. And we're entering the East Grow Chamber, and we have to destroy 3 nodes. These little weak spots. First, we got to open this door. There we go. This is the door we need to get into. East Grow Chamber. So in here, we have to destroy the weak spots. These little nodes on this plant thing. So it's going to start there, and then it's going to jump somewhere else. It's over here on the right. And for some reason, I can't get to it. There we go. There's going to be a few more for me. Now, once we've eliminated this thing's going to retreat and retract, move away, revealing underneath it the quest item. Okay, so from here, we're going to go down to the 1st floor by using this little elevator right next to me. And down there is going to be our friend, the Brute. You kill a Brute, get rewarded with a node. Just make sure you loot it.
Hazardous anomaly detected.
Okay, there he is. All right, in that same area, you will eventually get the ability to fly. And once you do, take off and go up. Keep going up. And we're going to get up to the top here. And we're going to get log number 6. Now, there is an enzyme thing we're going to use up here. You can see the green fog. But we're going to return to that here in just a moment. First, we're going to go over and get the Cross's log number 3. All right, so we're going to head towards the air filtration tower. So from the very top of that previous room, there is a door that's going to lead to filtration. Follow that, you will get grabbed, and then you can go in through here. Once you're in here, you're going to see the node right in front of us.
Not seeing my dead brother on the fucking camera. All this death. Imagine what the marker could do in the wrong hands.
This is about CEC again.
Just thinking.
You can see that was where we were, and we were just down south of there. So let's go and get a schematic. This is force energy. Just a few feet away is this little area. We're going to fly up. You see that little opening there with the yellow light and the red light? We're going to fly up through there, and look over here to the left. We're gonna have to use stasis to make that thing slow down so we can get over it. And we're gonna look for another room with some red light, and there's gonna be a tentacle inside of here, as well as the schematic. Make sure you pick that up. Okay, so a bit later on, we're gonna head towards the annex control room. You're gonna have to climb down a ladder and then go through this trap with a fire. There's a fire trap here and a bunch of fuses. It's a little puzzle, very easy though. Once you get to the other side, you're gonna see another elevator, and you're gonna now take that back up. You're gonna see the annex storage to the right, and then the control room in front of us. We need to go inside the control room. There will be 2 collectibles on one node on the wall to the right, and then on the ground to the left is going to be the technical manual log. So that'll do it. Again, just make sure you pick up the node. But that'll do it. If you guys want to watch chapter 7, make sure you click the video on the left. And if you want the full playlist, the one on the right, make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, I want to show you all the collectibles in Chapter 7. You're going to be welcome to the mining deck, so as soon as you enter this area, just continue forward until you find your first door. Just to the left of it is going to be a box on the wall with a node inside of it, so you just have to use your kinesis to remove the boxes out of the way. Okay, so next up, you're going to take a elevator down to deck C. Once you arrive, you're going to see these little traps that you're going to have to use the box to block the beams so you yourself don't get fried. We're going to use that same box to move it to block the next one. Now you see there is a path to the right. We will go down that in just a moment, but first skip right past it to the end of the hallway. Use the box at the end of this hall, and then enter the next room. Now when you enter the room to the left is going to be some boxes you can move out of the way. Do that, and behind them is going to be the ore storage report log. It is also a step of the 3rd side mission, premeditated malpractice. I believe it's the 3rd or 4th part, 3rd part, I believe. So there you go on the wall. Go ahead and activate that. Now we're going to backtrack and we're going to go up the main path. So just follow your objective line. Most of this is going to be along the objective. So just keep following it around. You're going to go through the extraction area here, and it's going to be right next to a workbench in this room. So we're just going to circle all the way around. You notice the shop. Make sure you make use of that. We will buy some upgrades. You will get an upgraded suit here later in this chapter. All right, so there is the miner's log. There is a workbench just to your left. Now in the same room, you can take this little power plug, put it in its place, activate this little small lift. And we're going to take this up and around into the mining control room, a room you will go in and out of a couple times throughout this mission. So it'll be right in front of you as soon as you enter this room. So after this, continue your path, and then you will go to deck B. Now in this area, we're going to travel, and we're gonna have to defeat a whole bunch of necromorphs. Let's just clear the path here. Now I'm going to stick to the right hand side. There, you can go up the left or you can go up the right. But if you go up the right, you're going to see a save point on the wall just ahead. When you see that save point, that is your sign to turn left. And there's the save point. Just take care of these monsters first. There's going to be a handful of them. And maybe more than just a handful of them. But we're going to find this log on the wall just past this locked door. That locked door, by the way, is the next area we're going to go into, where we will find a node as well as a schematic for contact energy. To enter this room, we're just going to go around the right-hand side, open up the door by shooting the fuse through the wall. So here's the door. So just go around to the back side of it, and you can peek into the room and shoot the fuse. Also, you'll see the node on the wall just to the right of it. So again, 2 things in this room. We're going to pick up the node on the wall, and then we're going to turn to the table in the center of the room and pick up the schematic. After this, continue following your story path, and then you're going to get to a large area with this thing. Once you've destroyed the 4 items that were in here, you have to activate the panel on the opposite corner, and then you can come into this room here. This is the mineral processing control. There's 2 items in here, one story related. That is the security clearance level 3, and then on the table is a supervisor's choice log.
Supervisor Dallas, final log.
All right, so we are now on the deck D. So we're gonna make our way inside this next room just ahead. There are 2 doors out of it. We want to go through this one here, secure storage. Go through this door. Straight in front of me, you're gonna see a circuit breaker. The second one we want to turn on. That'll open the door. There's 4 doors here, so you can turn these on one at a time. Storage 2, however, is gonna have our gold. We're gonna have the Nicole and Dr. Kine log. It is also a log that is part of the first side mission.
Record then. What difference does it make now?
Terrence, I know the marker.
And inside this room, you're going to find a second log. So there are 2 logs in storage 02.
Feel this?
Second one right there, right behind you. Okay, so here's a good upgrade for us. You're going to meet Nicole. You're going to be separated, unfortunately. You're going to meet up with her eventually, I believe. I'm not that far into the story. So after you talk to her there, the next room, you're finally going to be able to get your beacon. And then just to the left of that is the... Oh my god, my inventory's full. Ironically, this item will increase my inventory spots. We will be crossing paths with the shop later, so you can upgrade your suit there, but it's a pretty big upgrade. Now from here, we're going to turn left, go up this little lift, go out the next door, and then immediately turn right when we go out the next door, because there will be a node right on the wall. And we'll meet ourselves a little friend. I named him Fred. You can name him whatever you want, but rumor has it, you have a 10% greater chance of getting the platinum if you name the enemies. True story. All right, so from in this room, I'm going to now turn around. I'm going to go to the circuit breaker on the wall, and we're going to switch over the 0G. We're going to turn it on. So now we can fly, and what we want to do is fly down into the back. So we're going to go down, and it'll be on the left-hand side. So just kind of keep going down. Look for a door. A little bit tricky to see. You will eventually come across this door, I promise you. Inside of here, we're going to get a flamethrower weapon upgrade and a node. So there's a node on the left corner of this room as well. So make sure you do get 2 of those. All right, so after this, we're going to travel back to the room we've been to several times where the workbench was at. There's also a store. Make sure you get your suit upgrade. You want those inventory spots. Now from here, we're going to go back this way. And we're on deck C, by the way. We've moved from the previous deck to deck C. And this is going to be inside the storage room. So we're not going to go down there just yet. We're going to go inside the storage room. And this is actually the last collectible. We couldn't get in here before because it required clearance level 3. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys want to see the next chapter, you can click the video there on the left, and there's a playlist to the right. With chapter 7 completed, we now have security clearance level 3. So before we move on to the next area, we are going to head back to engineering, which is at the same tram station. We left off chapter 7 at the mining tram. We're going to go to engineering, which is the same station. Now, I'm going to backtrack to 2 old collectibles that we couldn't get before and we can access now. Actually, 4 total collectibles. So what I want you to do is go to your side missions and activate Find Chief Engineer Russo's rig. Make that your active quest. Hit R3 and follow it about 3 to 4 minutes down until you finally reach security level 3 here deep in engineering. Now, inside of this room is going to be the quest item for the second quest, You Are Not Authorized. And we're also going to find a log. So both of them are going to be right here. That is the quest item. And then we have the log right in front of this locker. Kind of hidden, tucked around the corner. Now from here, we're actually going to go all the way back up top into another security clearance room we couldn't access before. This one's actually only level 2. I combined it in one trip to save us some time. So instead of coming down here twice, we're only going to do it once. Now to get back up, we're just going to actually go the way you came, the opposite. We're going to go to this lift and then go to the other side and take another lift. Now, once we get down here, we're just going to follow the path once we make our way through this broken door. Use your stasis, of course. There we go. Now, I'm just going to follow this until we reach the save point. There's going to be a door just to the right of it, and we want to go through there. Save point will be up top here. Go through the door to the right. This is the control room. Or heading towards the control room, at least. We're going to have another door here in just a moment. Now we're looking for a room that's going to contain the oxygen tank schematic as well as another node. Alright, so we are now back in the control room. Well, the control room is to the right, technically. We're walking past it, but what we want to do is go to the back corner here. So just head this direction and just keep weaving your way around. I know it's a little kind of confusing, but it's not as confusing as you'd think it would be. And you will find a security level 2 door. The schematic's going to be just in front of you on the left, and then the node is going to be in the back right corner. Okay, and then again, the last thing is the node. Once you've collected these 4 items in these 2 rooms, make your way all the way back up to the train and continue on your main story path. Speaking of that path, it's going to take us all the way back to the main atrium of the bridge. You remember that area? So just go to the train, fast travel here. You got a store right in front of you. Here's the main atrium. Once again, we're going to do a quest update here. This is for the first side mission, premeditated malpractice. As soon as you come into the atrium, just interact with this display. It'll create a couple holograms. They're going to go walk off. You will have to defend yourself while they're walking and talking, but at the end of it, you will get the quest update. All right, so we're heading on the story path to the comms control room, which is going to be right here. If you're following the main objective line, you'll have to come in here. But what you don't have to do is walk all the way up front, and we're going to do that. Walking towards this red display here is going to trigger an audio log. You don't actually pick anything up for this, you just walk up to this.
Valor's in a holding position. How's the comms array?
Go ahead and show you the map location.
Hot-wired the dishes together and blew out the system.
Okay, so in this room, there's a side room. This is going to be Bailey's office. It's going to be right next to the save point. We're going to have 2 items in here. There's going to be a log on the desk right in front of you, and then behind there is another side quest item. This is Bailey's rig for the You Are Not Authorized quest. Okay, so you're gonna finish the array out there. I'm not gonna spoil anything, and then you're gonna finally be able to leave this room. You're gonna turn right, head straight. We're gonna move this box out of the way. As soon as we go through this door, we're gonna see it on the wall to the left. This is a node. After this, you're gonna ride a little gondola over to the other side. Once we get off of it, there's gonna be a weapons bench there, and as well as the log. It's gonna be right on a bench in front of you to the right. Okay, so we're gonna walk past the weapons bench. I said weapons bench a second time, well now a third time, because we're gonna get the plasma cutter upgrade called weighted blades. If you're doing a plasma cutter run, plasma cutter upgrades, of course, very nice to have. So we're gonna leave that through that door, the door straight in front of us, and on the bench here is the weapon upgrade. There's a store in this room as well if you need any ammo. Now, what I highly recommend before we move on to the next collectible is just go back to that workbench and upgrade your plasma cutter. You're going to have to do it eventually. Might as well do it now. All right, so we're going to leave that room and head into this little elevator here. We're going to go down, and we're going to find this in the hallway on the left-hand side. And this is actually going to be the final collectible here in Chapter 8. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You can join me in Chapter 9 by hitting the video on the left, and if you want to see an entire playlist of all the chapters, there you go on the right. Thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Every collectible in the 9th chapter is missable. However, you can still get the platinum by not picking anything up in this chapter, but I'm still going to show you everything anyway. So once you've made your way through the barracks from the start of the chapter, you're going to be able to go into this hallway and go through a door at the end of it. Inside that door is a room with a table in the center. On the table is the little text log, and there will also be a second audio log next to a corpse laying on the ground by the second door in this room.
They're fucking fast, Isaac. Stay sharp.
So that was the first log. The second one down to the right next to the corpse. And you notice the second door is right on the other side of him. There will be a node on the opposite side of that door, so we're going to go in and grab that. You may notice that this little area we're about to go into is like right next to where we started. We just kind of basically did a circle. That's where we started in that room. All right, so now we're going to backtrack just a little bit. We're going to go and head towards the shooting range. Now, the shooting range has a trophy opportunity. To get there, all you need to do is follow the signs to the armory. There's one door there and another one here. And then just go straight back and you'll arrive to the shooting gallery. Now, there's a trophy here that we're going to earn. In order to get this trophy, you only need to survive. You don't have to worry about any points or score or anything. Just kill the enemies. Don't even have to worry about the orange targets if you don't want. So go ahead, skip to the end here. The whole process takes less than a minute. It's a pretty easy trophy. Front toward enemy. Now there's also a log, or I'm sorry, a node in this very same room in a locker. Just find this bank, open them all up. One of them will contain the node. All right, so we are going to head to a schematic. We're going to go back into the next room. We're not going to go out to the hallway. Instead, we're going to head towards the infirmary through a second door in this room. And across the hall will be the infirmary. Now, there's going to be a schematic on the desk. You don't have to pick this one up towards platinum. You do have to get all the schematics, except for this one. This one is not counted towards the all schematics trophy. But if you do pick it up, you'll pop the trophy early. If you miss this schematic, you will pop that trophy, provided you got all the other ones once we pick up the next one. All right, so now we're going to head towards the cargo bay, which is the next story objective area. This is going to be a node that you will find off the body of a brute that you kill. You go to the other end, you'll trigger an encounter, a whole bunch of enemies, and it'll end with the brute.
Quarantine lockdown disengaged.
Okay, and then the final collectible here in Chapter 9, that isn't story related, you'll get a couple more logs, but as far as picking up is in this fire area. You gotta use these little boxes to block fire. This little section gets a little bit more tricky. We have to go across here without getting burnt. And then we're gonna look to the right and pull a box towards us. It's all the way at the very other end. And then we're gonna hold this thing. And here's how you do it. You just hold it and it'll block that fire. I didn't quite pick up on that right away, clearly. Okay, we'll get it here, I promise. And there we go, finally. And that is gonna do it for Chapter 9. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in Chapter 10. If so, you can go ahead and click that video if you're ready now. And I do have a playlist for you, so thanks for watching. Hit that like button and, of course, subscribe. These are all the collectibles in Chapter 10, and we are going to be doing a lot of backtracking. But don't worry, you won't get lost because I'm going to guide you. Now, from the atrium area, we're going to head to the crew deck, and then through the next crew deck door, and we're going to continue straight. And we're going to go outside to an exposed tram area, where we're going to find a quest item. Now, this is the last rig we're going to find, and after this, we're going to backtrack a little bit and complete the quest, earn a trophy. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of backtracking in this chapter because we now have full master override. We can now access rooms and doors and chests that we couldn't do it before. So there were about 10 collectibles that we missed because we couldn't access them, and we're going to go back and do all of that right now. So we're not going to follow the main story path for a little bit, so just remember that. So now with this in hand, we are going to go and get the full clearance trophy. So what we're going to do is take the lower cargo lift down to the captain's nest and interact with the console down here. The console will be on the right side of the room, if you remember. And there you go, full clearance. All right, so from here we want to take the atrium elevator up to the water purification area, and the master door will be on the right just as you get up to the top. And here's the door to our right. The weapon upgrade will be in the lockers on the left-hand side. Now there will also be a node in this room. So just go ahead and just loot everything in here and you'll be good to go. And there's the node on the wall. Okay, so we're going to do some major backtracking now through various tram points along the line. So first thing we're going to do is head back to the bridge tram, which is the tram that we're currently closest to, and then take the door on the opposite side towards cryogenics. Once you get to the cryogenics area, take the door to the end of the hallway straight to the lab storage. So a little bit of a backtracking here. So here's the bridge tram. Before we go and take it and move off to the next area, again, we're not following any of the major story points here. We're going to head over to cryogenics. Now, once you get into the main lab, as I mentioned, you're just going to go out the door on the opposite end. And then if you follow that hallway, it'll lead you right to the room that we need to go, the lab storage room. So here's the cryogenics lab. And here's that door on the opposite side. Follow this into lab storage. Now you can go through medical from the other end, and it's a bit of a journey. So this is I felt the shortest path, least amount of backtracking. Okay, so we are now done on the bridge deck. We're gonna go back to the tram. We're just gonna go back the same way we came, and now take it to mining/engineering, the first stop here on the line. So I will be doing the mining deck first. There's two decks here, depending on which way you exit the tram. So we're gonna do the mining deck first. And then in the first area here, in this door here to the left, you have to move some boxes using kinesis to reveal a door, which I had done earlier, only to find out I couldn't access this door yet, but now I can. So here's tool storage. We're gonna go inside of here and find the diffraction module. This is a contact beam upgrade, of course. All right, so from the mining deck area, I'm going to now travel towards hydroponics through that little room. We're going to activate this lift, and it's going to take us down, and right in front of us is a master chest. We're going to open that one up for the weapon part. Okay, so we're going to go into the door just ahead of us, and then we're going to circle around and go to the next area. This is the West Tower And we're going to follow this to the flow control room door, which is next. And then we're going to find a node in the room in the last door on the left-hand side. Just be careful of this spray. Okay, the next node will be in the nutrition systems area, which can be accessed by taking the elevator in the west grow chamber up to the 2nd floor. When you leave here, be careful you don't get stuck in that trap. So we're going to take this up and we're going to speed this video up. Pretty straightforward. Cross here. Now we're in the big grow room, go up to the 2nd floor. We're not going to take the door right in front of us. We're going to loop around to the back door. Okay, so once you're in this room, you're going to have to clear the obstruction here. Go through this, not this door, the nutrition systems door, as I mentioned earlier. And then the node is right to the right-hand side. Now, from here, we're going to continue into the next room labeled the diagnostic lab and pick up the log, which will be actually the final step of the premeditated malpractice side mission. Which means we will get a trophy as well. I believe you also get ambushed here, by the way. You don't get too comfortable looking at your trophy. Now, also in this very same room is the stasis module here. We're going to get this upgrade as well. You're going to see my trophy pops. I just did things out of order. All right, so from here, we're going to backtrack to the tram station once again, head over from the mining deck into the engineering deck, and head through the door here on the left. Now, we're going to head through the preparation room. We have to turn... No. We have to go the other way. I always do that. Now, from here, we're going to go into the the preparation room. And then into the machine shop. And we'll find another master chest in here we can open. So once you're down here, just head straight to the back. It'll be in the right corner next to the bench. So now, after this, head back to the tram station once again. And then we're going to head to medical next. And this will be the final piece of backtracking that we do before we continue on the main path. All right, so here we are. We're going to head to the security station door in front of us. I think there's a couple security station doors we're going to go through. Now you want to head through the research wing. So look for the research wing. That's not it. Here it is. Now continue this way until you see a broken door on the right-hand side, and you're going to use stasis on it so you can get through here. And then we're going to head into the main lab. It'll be right in front of you. And then we're going to enter a whole series of doors. Just keep going straight. Once you get to the final room, which I promise it's coming. There it is. Take the lift down to the 1st floor. Now down here you can find the bioprosthetics locker room. So we're going to find that and then look on the bench for the upgrade. We're going to leave the main lab. It'll just be to the left. You'll see the master override door. And that's going to be it. Go ahead and then follow your main path to where we're supposed to go. And we're heading to the crew deck. So just follow the story path and you will get to the crew deck here, and you got the common area right in front of us. You'll see a save point and you see a store. To the right is the 0G gym. We're gonna go in here. You can see I'm gonna follow the path, and it tells you to go down the hallway here to the left, but we're gonna actually go through the door just past it. Now this area loops around. It's a very small circle. You can't get lost. But coming in this locker room here on the bench is going to be a schematic for an upgraded suit. So hang on to that, and you want to make sure you upgrade that. You can go to the shop if you'd like and purchase it. And then we're going to head into the next room, and we're going to find a log. This is the Z-Ball rules. There's a trophy for Z-Ball, which we will get next. So go ahead and read those rules, and then head in through the next door, and there's the Z-Baller trophy opportunity. For this, you need to complete all 6 levels and get 220 points. That'll get you a trophy as well as a reward, which will include a node. So when you first start it for the first time, you're not going to really have much luck because there's going to be critters in here that are going to bother you. So clear them out and then restart this event again, and the creatures will all be gone. Remember, throw the ball into circles that are lit up and glowing for double points. But you just need 200 points. It's not that hard to do, I promise you. You get bonus time every time you make a basket. You're, of course, picking them up with stasis and throwing it. After that, go back into the previous room and open the lockers. These are right behind where the Z-Baller rules log was. In case you got the suit and you haven't gotten the upgrade yet, just as a reminder, go ahead and do that. But later on, we're going to just keep following the path through the mess hall, and we're going to go into the standard quarters. But the standard quarters door on the second floor here isn't the one you want to go into. Instead, you need to go into the door on the first floor. We're going to take this little lift. All right, so once you go through this door, we're going to turn left. There's a shop if you haven't gotten your suit upgrade yet. Turn left. At the end of this hall on the left-hand side on the wall is going to be a node. Okay, we're going to go in through another door that says standard quarters on it, so just keep going, and you're going to enter this next room, and there's going to be another door that says standard quarters in front of you. There's so many of them. Now, inside of this room, we're going to go through here, but we have to move out the boxes. There's going to be a bunch of them in the way. You're going to see a green log in here. We're just going to go to the right and pick up the log. Oh, thank you, Doctor. And it is also the where I got my 150th log. I will still, of course, show you the remaining logs, but you may or may not get it here, or you will maybe very soon. You only need 150 of the 180 something. So in this same area, we're just going to keep circling around. To the very end, you'll see the storage room. That's right past where you have to destroy the tendril. You're going to destroy a lot of tendrils in this area. It's kind of the quest. All right, so we're going to get another weapon part here. This is going to be in the deluxe quarters area. There's a whole lot of things that happen in this area. I promise you. You'll probably recognize it, but we're going to head inside this door. I think this is, yeah, the guest consultants. And now this is going to have a 2-minute little cutscene here. As soon as this is over, there's a door at the end of the hallway on the right that we're going to go into. And this is also going to complete the scientific method side quest. So we're going to go in here and complete that side quest. But first, we got to pick up that weapon upgrade, the force gun upgrade. And now we can complete the quest, get the whole again trophy by simply interacting with this console here and then waiting through another about 2.5 minute hologram scene. So just stand here until your trophy pops is what I'm trying to tell you.
No related rig activity has been logged.
Okay, so we're going to leave this room, and we have to destroy the tendril in this area, but there is a little secret room that we're going to go into right here. You see it's currently covered. I probably shouldn't have shot this thing and cleared it, because when you do, a whole bunch of enemies are going to come and attack you. Anyways, once you get into the quiet bunks deluxe area, you're going to see a battery that we are going to take to the end of this hall to our right. We're going to put it in and then open a locked door. Okay, circuit breaker to the right. Just turn on the first one, the doors. Then there's going to be a newly revealed door. Tendrils were covering it. Go back into the central nexus. This is in that same area. Now there's this door here, which was locked. The deluxe quarters was locked, is now opened. And here we're going to find the flamethrower upgrade in the master override box. All right, so we are now moving on. This is kind of the main hub area, if you will. Now that these tendrils have been removed, we can go into the executive quarters. In the first room, right to the left on the ground, is the first audio log. We're going to pick that up. And then we are going to go in through 2 doors straight in front of us. And we're going to find another log next to a dead corpse. And the corpse is going to be in the center of the room. Kind of hard to see. But there you go. Now in this room, there's several things we're going to actually do. We're going to go through the door just to our left. Captain Matthias. You can find that one right there. There's a log. Now we're going to leave this room and go into the very next room to the left, where we will find another one immediately to the left as you enter the room. There are the boxes. This is First Officer White's room. Okay, a little bit later on, you're going to be able to go into the bathroom, the executive bathroom. There's tendrils in here. Once you clear the tendrils, on the left-hand side, in one of the stalls, is going to be a key. We're going to pick up this key. You may have noticed 2 locked rooms from the main room here. We can now go with this key in the door to the right. There's a collectible node in the one to the left. So once you open this one, shoot the fuse, or walk up to it and melee it. You can now access the next room with the node. So go in there and grab it. Okay, so the Nexus organism log is going to have a little talking section here with this guy on the other side. It's a 2-minute long conversation. Eventually he will leave the room and the door will open, and you're going to grab the log that he actually left on the table right here. And then finally you're going to make your way back to the main room. You're going to load the marker. You have 2 doors in front of you. You can go through either of them, but the node that we're looking to collect will be on the left-hand side wall shortly after you enter the room. Really easy to get that one. So that'll do it for all the collectibles in Chapter 10. I hope it was fun for you guys. I promise no more backtracking. And if you guys want to go ahead and jump into Chapter 11, click the video on the left, and there's an entire playlist here for you on the right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe. Hey guys, these are the collectibles in Chapter 11. Just to let you know, at the very end of this is a shuttle you're going to get onto. That is the point of no return. So if there's something you haven't done by the end of this chapter, well, you better do it now. So we are heading over in the beginning of this chapter to the cargo bay. In the cargo bay, we're going to find an object known as Pang. Picking it up will get you a trophy. So we're in the cargo bay. We're going to head down, and we're going to find it kind of close by, about 10 feet away behind us. It's going to be in a locker. We got to move out these boxes here first. And then we're just going to open this guy up and pick up this valuable object. There's always Pang. There we go. Now there is more trophies here in this area. Actually, quite a few, to be honest with you. Next up, we got a weapon upgrade. It's for the force gun called the suspension module. And that's going to be just over here. There's going to be a little dude in the wall. In front of him is a master override chest. So just take care of this guy. There we go. Now we can go and safely open. Well, I thought safely. Let's take care of this little guy as well. But there's the upgrade. And just around the corner from here is a log. The only log we're actually going to pick up. The rest of them are story related. And it's just around the corner. So another 3 feet away.
This is Jacob Temple. I'm being held prisoner by Dr.
Okay, just around this corner as well is going to be a node. We'll find it on the wall, of course. All right, you're going to get a whole bunch of story-related trophies, and eventually you're going to be in the main hangar in zero gravity. When you're in zero gravity, you're going to have to interact with the console that's over here where this red ship is at. Well, on the wall on the left-hand side of this area is going to be the node. You can see the story path takes you right here. This is not a very big chapter. It's short, and the area is relatively small. Okay, so our next collectible is, and it's actually our last one, is going to be another node. We're heading up to the flight control center from outside of the main hangar. There's a second level there where you can turn on and off zero gravity. We'll head up here, story path, and around the corner of this wall is the final node here in chapter 11. Again, I just want to remind you that shortly after this, you're going to have a point of no return. Make sure you are ready to continue. And that's it. If you guys want to check out chapter 12, click the video on the left, and I have a playlist over here to the right. See you guys soon. All right, here are the collectibles in chapter 12. The first one is a node, and it's going to be in the corner back here. We have to go past her and swing around. We'll find it in the corner back here. It'll be on the left-hand side. There are going to be quite a few nodes in this chapter. Okay, so in this area, there's a door into the living quarters back this way. We're going to enter this room, and there's going to be a collectible, a log right in the middle of the room on the floor. Maybe not quite the middle, but it's closer to the store there. Now, there are two collectibles in the landing pad atrium, which is just to my left in the next room. We're going to find a log on the floor, and then we're also going to find a node on the wall. And they're both back here within a few feet of each other.
This is Sergeant Bram Newman.
And then, of course, the node in the same room. After you do this, you're going to be pushing a marker along a path. You're going to have to keep pushing buttons to make it move. So in this room, on the opposite side, you're looking for holding zone 2B. There's actually two doors for it. You can't enter the first one here, right behind me. You can enter this one over here. And inside of here, you're going to find a node on the wall. There's some tendrils behind you. If you shoot it, you can actually enter the other door and get some more loot if you'd like. Okay, so after this, you're going to head to the transfer junction. You're going to be pushing the marker across, and you're going to head into the transfer junction. Once you enter that room, we're going to go to the back left corner, and there's going to be a master chest on the ground. Now, this is weird because there's actually going to be 3 nodes inside of this one master override chest. So here's the room. We're just going to go left and back.
Hit test connection. What's it say?
And if you do that, you should be able to see the box over here. You got the yellow feet on it. Open this real quick.
Groundside gravity tethers. Busted power.
After you've done this, just go ahead and continue on with the game, and it'll bring you back into the transfer junction, at which point you're going to get ambushed by a whole bunch of monsters, one of which will be a brute. Kill the brute, and you will pick up the node off of its body. There he is. And there you go. Make sure you pick up the node, of course. Loot it. All right, so after this, you're going to go kind of to an outdoor area, and you're going to have to destroy these different tendrils. On the opposite side, there's a third tendril back here you need to destroy. Once you do, this thing will move, revealing a log right underneath it. We only have one more collectible. It's a node, and it's going to be at the very end, close to the very end. I'm going to show you the map here just so I can show you my current location. There we go. So the next thing you do is go down this access tunnel here, and this is going to lead you to a door inside the room. You turn right, and there's a node right there on the wall. Now, since this is going to be the end of this playthrough, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and there are still things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go and do New Game Plus and collect a whole bunch more nodes. You're going to have to do an impossible mode run. You're going to have to upgrade all your weapons. That's why you need the nodes. And as soon as you complete the game, you'll get the Advanced Soldier Rig, suit level 6. And make sure you buy that in New Game Plus. Thanks for watching. See you soon. To see the alternate ending in Dead Space, you simply need to collect all 12 marker fragments in New Game Plus. So we're going to find the first one here in the Maintenance Bay office in the first chapter. When you enter this room, you're going to see the office over here that doesn't have power. Now, you've played through this game already once in order to get to New Game Plus, so you're familiar with this section. To unlock this, you just go take the elevator, lift at the end here, interact with the circuit breaker, and then return to that room, and we can find our first marker fragment in there. Now, again, the marker fragments are only in New Game Plus, and once you find all 12 of them, you have to place them in a specific location. After that, you just have to complete the game, and you'll see the alternate ending and get the trophy. So still off trying to find our first marker fragment. We are nearly there. Okay, once we're in here, you're going to see the data board, which is a story-related object. So you will have to come in here. And on the shelf in the corner is going to be the marker fragment in the corner. You can see is glowing purple.
We can't stay here much longer. Hearing a lot of movement.
Melee the shelf in order to reach it, or you can use kinesis to pull it out.
Ready to go.
Okay, so marker fragment 2 is going to be in chapter 2. The objective is find a shock pad. So we're going to head into Dr. Kine's office on the first floor of this lab area. And we're going to have to use kinesis to move a shelf, and we will find the fragment hidden in this room. The next marker fragment will be in chapter 3. This is in the engine room where you have to manually ignite the engine. Now you're going to find this one behind the little power station over here where you got to find the plug and put it in there. Right in the center of this room. Well, go behind it and we will find the marker. Next up, head to chapter 4 and you're going to have an objective to reroute power from electrical systems. So we're at this bridge area and we're going to head towards the break room. So we are on the 3rd floor. You will travel to a few of the different floors. We're going to pass the save station. You will see the break room to the right is one of the more interesting rooms. It has a lot of character in it. A bit scary. But you will find the marker right there in front of the wall.
Recording? Huh. Must be the marker they dug up.
Okay, in chapter 5, you're going to have to lift the lockdown. You're going to find this one in Dr. Mercer's office. So when you're heading through the intensive care unit, which is right in front of me, we're going to come out the other side, and you're going to see a save location on the wall. Dr. Mercer's office will be just opposite to the right. And you should very clearly see the marker right next to the text log. Now there's also a second one here in chapter 5, and this is while you're trying to acquire the liquid nitrogen. Now for this, you're going to travel to the cryogenics lab. This is the area where you have to trap the hunter in it. On top of the chamber itself is going to be the marker fragment. You're going to have to use kinesis to pull it down. You can see I got a tissue sample still in there. That is part of a side quest you'll need to do. Unless it's New Game Plus, in which you might not need to do it. There you go. That is the marker fragment in second one in chapter 5. Now in chapter 6, you're going to have to inject a bunch of Weezers. They're these things that you have to inject with an enzyme in order to clear the green fog. Now this one's going to be at the very top of this area where you got to kind of fly around. Once you're up here, you're going to see a collectible, a text log, and you're going to see the marker over there in the corner. But I just want to show you the 6th Weezer here that you're going to inject with the enzyme, just to give you a little context of the area in which we're in. Sometimes the areas where you fly around can be a bit confusing. Okay, so let's just go ahead and fly over to the opposite corner, pick up this marker fragment. We've been in here long enough. Okay, so the 8th marker fragment is going to be in chapter 7 while you have to find the SOS beacon. So I'm going to the end of this hall, there's a locked door. Just simply have to wait it out and it'll eventually unlock itself. This is right after you've gained the security level 3 clearance. So we're going to enter the mineral samples area.
The administrator's rig changed location. You got it?
I got it.
And you see the master override door here. This is security level 3. You want to go inside of there. There's the location there on the map. Just wanted to pop that in there for you. I forgot to show you earlier. Go ahead inside of here. We'll find the fragment on the shelf right in front of you. Okay, so in Chapter 8, you're going to head outside and have to activate the comms array. A pretty notable location. You won't have any problem remembering this. Go over to the far left side of the room. You're going to see this little opening in the wall. You can see in there is a purple glow. We're going to just pull that out with Kinesis and grab that for our 9th marker. Marker number 10, we're going to find in Chapter 10. We have to destroy the tendril in the deluxe quarters. The deluxe quarters area, there is a little plug here, it's an energy source. We're going to use this to put it into a circuit breaker at the end of the hall. And then we're going to be able to unlock the door in the room to our left, the main room nearby. When you put this in here, or as you come over here, you're going to be ambushed. Be careful, it's scripted. Okay, interact with the first circuit, turn the doors on. At this point, you can destroy the tendril that's in the deluxe quarter, which is up here. Should be the last thing you do in this area because it'll trigger an event. So we'll go in through the next door, and you're going to see the blue line on the other side of the room here. Those doors are now unlocked. We will go inside here, and I'll find the marker in the corner. I could have probably gone in the other door, but there it is. Also in Chapter 10, when you need to destroy the tendril in Chief Steward's office, you're going to come here and you're going to see him on the other side of this glass. He's going to walk around and talk for a couple minutes and eventually walk out of the room, unlocking the door in front of us. Once you go into the next room, the marker will be just in front of you on a desk. All right, the last one we're going to find is in Chapter 11. I want to make sure you're aware, do not finish Chapter 11 until after you finish this little quest we're doing. So engaging the cargo crane is our objective. This is where you got to move the marker all the way around the room. In the one corner is going to be a marker fragment. Now, again, do not go to the point of no return. We need to go place the markers instead, and we're going to head over to Captain Matthias's office. So from our current location, head back to the tram, go to the crew quarters, and I will go ahead and just kind of walk you through this little backtracking expedition that we're on. We're going to go through the crew deck here. Common area. There's going to be a bunch of enemies in here on my return. I did not expect them, but we're going to go through that door in front of me here in a moment in the left corner of the room. There we go. Central Nexus is what it's labeled. Now we're going to take this to the first floor. I know I did it quick, but select the first floor. You were on the second floor. Continue in. Now we're going to take this lift back up to the executive area. We're going to pass the shop, and you're going to pass the save point on the wall. Keep circling around to the right, and we'll enter the next door. Okay, in the executive quarter, you're going to find Captain Matthias's office. It's going to be to the left side of the room. There will be some enemies in here. We're going to have to clear them. Once you've cleared them, we're going to just go through her office door, and then you'll see a table. It'll be very obvious where you're going to place these things. Now, I'm not going to spoil the whole alternate ending. I'll let you guys enjoy that on your own. I just want to show you how to get it, how to get the trophy, so you can go and get your platinum. But here is the captain's office. You can see the display on the table. Not here, of course, in your first playthrough. This is only available in New Game Plus. But there we go. Once you've done that, you can now go finish the game. Go finish Chapter 11 and then go Chapter 12, and you will pop both the trophies. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe.